Psalm 120, verse 2. Deliver me, Yahweh, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. Now, where does all of our trouble ultimately originate from? In our day of constant competing accusations, of fake news, distrust of authority and of other people runs rampant. Everyone, as in the days of the judges, often does what is right in their own eyes. It's good to remember that lying lips aren't exactly new. Our trouble all began back in the garden when we believed the lie rather than God. And remember the serpent. Did God really say? Ever since the garden, we've been lied to and we've been liars. Our world is full of voices encouraging you to turn every which way other than to our God and to His Word. Listen to the voice of the Lord, revealed in His holy Word and preached through His faithful church. Verse 3, what shall be given to you, and what more shall be done to you, O you deceitful tongue? When we recognize that we've been sinned against, we're about 100% for justice. We might be a little bit less anxious for justice when we're the ones who sinned against others. But boy, do we want justice when we recognize that we've been sinned against. The good news of this verse is that there will be justice. Sometimes in this life, but there will be perfect justice brought in God's time at the final judgment. Verse 4. A warrior's sharp arrows and glowing coals of the broom tree. What's the ultimate end of lying lips? Now, lying lips, they wound. They're like sharp arrows that wound us. James tells us the tongue is itself like a fire cast into the midst of dense, dry brush. And so this verse reminds us that there will be justice for the lips of liars. And the verbal picture here is like something out of ancient war, where archers dipped their bows and arrows into the flames and then shot the flaming arrows at the enemy. The broom tree was noted for its excellent coals. The flaming darts of Apollyon will be answered with God's perfect justice. So what do? We want to make sure that we've repented of our own sinful deceit. We ought to be extremely diligent to ensure that we're not continuing to spread lies and thus incurring judgment ourselves. Interestingly, this isn't the only occurrence of a warrior's arrows in this series of Psalms. In Psalm 127, the central psalm of this collection, the children of the righteous man's youth are compared to arrows in the hand of a warrior. Now, this hints at the generational, long-term plans of God in combating wickedness in our world. But more on that later.